All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the true sincere brethren around the four corners, pushing out this purified truth, cleansing this wicked defiled kingdom with the word, and to the rest of the church who believe. The water, thank you to Yahweh Shai, because without him, none of this would even be possible. Okay? Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So who are the righteous? The righteous are Israelites, but starting with the elect of the nation of Israel. But when the wicked beareth rule, what happened? People mourn. So this is how you know who the devil is. This is how you know who the wicked is. Under the rulership of the wicked, people are mourning. Now look at the condition that this world is in today. All this confusion. People have high anxiety. People are becoming more depressed by the days. It's getting so bad that even Edomites are starting to face the curses, getting hooked on prescription meds, overdosing. But these are the things that happen when the wicked rule. So the so-called white man, Esau, they are the Edomites. The world is in a very low condition, seeing that the Edomites are in authority right now, and seeing that the actual Israelites are not in authority. People are actually in a very messed up condition, okay? As some will call a fallen state, all right? Now, when the kingdom of heaven is set up, the righteous or the elect, they are going to be in authority. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So after that 1,000 years of you heathens going into slavery to face your sentence, once you're given your land back and you're able to live as, normal citizens following the law, statutes, and commandments of our power, okay, you will be in a better condition than what you are right now. You are going to rejoice after you suffer that 1,000 years. Once we receive our glorious kingdom, you are going to see order throughout the earth. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So let's jump down to verse 6. In a transgression of an evil man, there is a snare, but the righteous doth sing and rejoice. So in the transgression of an evil man, there is a snare. What is a snare? A snare is a trap. See what that word says here in the Strongs. Okay, Hebrews 41:70 says mokesh, something like that. Okay. Now here says a noose. Animals, literally or figuratively, by implication, a hook for the nose. Be ensnared, jinn. Okay, a jinn is also a trap. Is snare, trap. Bait, lure, snare. Okay? So when you fish, how do you catch the fish? By luring the hook, putting food on the hook, using bait, and that bait draws the fish in, which becomes a snare once the fish bites onto it. Okay? In the transgression of an evil man, there is a snare. And that's why even when you look on the dollar bill, within the background border of the dollar bill, it looks like a huge spider web. Because when you're dealing with the so-called white man, you're dealing with the devil. You're dealing with a man, a nation of people who set traps, who create loopholes. Okay? And the transgression of an evil man, there is a snare. And ultimately that snare is going to be when they face their judgment. Because they feel, because the power's in their hand to do evil, they can just do what they want. But really, at the end of it all, the Lord is going to actually bring them down through their own works. But the righteous doth sing and rejoice. And although we're not in the kingdom, we are singing right now. We're singing that new song by bringing out the true doctrine. Okay, bringing out the light, bringing out the truth. But in the kingdom, the righteous are going to sing and rejoice, because once we are in the kingdom, the righteous are going to be in authority. And the people, starting with Israel, are going to rejoice. And then after that 1,000 years, the rest of the people, they're going to rejoice as well. All right. But they're still going to be considered heathen. They're just going to be citizens, everyday citizens who follow the laws or be put to death if they break laws that are worthy of death. They're going to be judged according to the law. All right. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. So the righteous, when you look at our people consider the poor. And the funny thing is, when you look at a lot of these rappers, let's say a man like Dr. Dre, for example, he's from Compton, California. Now, if I'm not mistaken, his net worth is close to $1 billion. So I don't know how much the man is actually worth, but I know his net worth, I believe, is close to $1 billion. Okay? Now, seeing that he has this type of wealth, which really he's still a poor man, because real wealth, you have to be within the elites to see real money. But why is it that he didn't fix up Compton? Well, most likely, the main reason goes back to the so-called white man. The righteous considereth that their people are poor. Okay? But the so-called white man sets traps and snares that prevents our people who are put in higher positions to help out their own people. So although you see Israelites who are doing better than others, they're not uplifting other Israelites. They're keeping them in that low state. And a lot of that goes back to Esau influencing them. Esau is trying to create a wicked and prideful nation who don't depend on the Lord, who depend on money and sorcery, which you have to go through Esau for that on this side. Because why? The world was given into the hands of the devil. But in actuality, that's why the people are mourning. That's why you see many Israelites being raised up and placed in certain positions, but yet their people are still suffering, which goes back to Esau. Because in their minds, in their soul, deep down within, they would like to help out to their communities, a lot of them. But they can't. Not like they want to. Because the devil, the so-called white man, will bring them down. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor. And see, and that's the beautiful thing. That's why in the kingdom, there isn't going to be any poor Israelites, man. Okay? When that time comes, all bets are off. There isn't going to be any poor Israelites. Not one. But the wicked regardeth not to know it. And we're not going to regard the wicked. See, in the kingdom, you devils are going to be beaten, whipped, brutal slavery for 1,000 years. Then you're going to be burned in that fire. Now, it may seem like a light thing now. That's 1,000 years. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, look, it's going to be a long time. It's going to be a long time. Okay? And we are not going to regard your feelings. We are not going to regard your I can't even put it in words. We're not going to regard how low you are. You're already a base nation, but you've been put in a position to have the world right now. All right? But we are not going to regard your thirst, your need for food. Okay? We are going to put you through pure and brutal hell. Okay? Scornful men bring a city into a snare, but the wise man turn away wrath. Read that again. Scornful men bring a city into a snare. So just like we read, okay, in the transgression of an evil man, there is a snare. So it's telling you here, scornful men bring a city into a snare. Okay? Men who are evil, men who transgress, scornful men bring a city into a snare, but the wise men turn away wrath. Okay? And that's why Donald Trump, okay, being the devil that he is, he's bringing America into that snare. But he's fulfilling prophecy. That's the beautiful thing about it. He, which I believe and other men within the truth believe, that Donald Trump may be that vessel that is going to be used to bring the downfall of America. He is going to be that evil man through his transgression. He is going to lead America into a snare, which will ultimately lead to the destruction. Okay? But wise men turn away wrath, and he's obviously not a wise man. Okay? I'm going to jump down for the sake of time to verse 10. The bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul. The bloodthirsty hate the upright, and that's why the so-called white man, they are going to try to roll on us. Eventually, there's going to be a shutdown of the internet. There's going to be a blackout because the so-called white man is offended by this word. They hate the upright. They really want to kill us. Okay? Hearing what we talk about within the spirit, bringing out this gospel, the true gospel. The bloodthirsty hate that. Okay? But the just seek his soul. And guess what? If you're in this truth, okay, if you have the spirit on you of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you seek the soul of these devils. You want to bring them down. Okay? We aren't like the rest of the people in this world who want to be hand in hand with the devil. All right? Let's jump down to 12. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. And this place known as America is ruled by the wicked. So that's why many people within this land, they hearken to lies. So when they see us on the highways and byways, they think we're liars. They think we're of the devil. They think we're just everyday normal people who just decided, you know what, I don't have nothing else better to do. Let's go and teach the Bible on the streets. No, okay? Because you've been raised under the so-called white man, you believe lies. And that's the reason why, is because you've been raised under the devil. So everyone under Esau, you're wicked. Okay? You are of your father the devil. Okay? If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. Which also goes into a lot of you Israelites out there who teach false doctrine. Okay? Those of you who are in the power seat in terms of being leaders within Israel, if you're teaching doctrines contrary to the truth, you are also leading your congregation to those same lies which make all of you wicked. Why? Well, if the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall into a ditch. That's common sense. And if you don't believe that theory, take a group of people, take 3 to 5 people, put blindfolds on all of them, okay? Line them all up, and each of them put their hands on each other's shoulder, walk in a straight line, and just keep walking. And make sure when you walk, you're next to the lake or a beach or an ocean somewhere. Or make sure you're next to a cliff. And see how far you get. Okay? Because if that one in the front, if he don't know what the hell he's doing, which he's blind as well, but he's pretending like he knows where he's going, if he falls, you all fall. Okay? Long story short. When the wicked are multiplied, this is Proverbs 29:16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth. And that's why the world is in this condition now. The so-called white man, they have been multiplied. They have been increased. Okay? And it's the Lord who gives the increase. So the Lord allowed these devils to increase because why? For the will of the Lord, he really created these devils for the day of evil. Okay? He really created Esau to chastise his people and to destroy him when he was done. All right? When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth. Why? Because through these evil men of transgression, they set snares. Okay? But the righteous shall see their fall. And that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on the fall of the devil. We're waiting to see these damn devils come down to their downfall. Okay? Let's jump down to verse 26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked. So guess whose world this is? This is the wicked's world. And you have the upright telling the wicked he's the devil, telling the wicked that his kingdom is going down. So that makes us an abomination to the wicked. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, just as he's been doing, he is going to pull us through. Okay? Because just like the so-called white man tries to set traps, this is verse 25. Proverbs 29 and 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. So the fear of man bringeth a snare. And especially going into the so-called white man, a man who sets snares, who sets traps through his transgression. When he tries to bring forward his new world order, many people will take the chip because of the fear of death. And the things Esau is going to do is not going to be just everyday normal things. Seeing somebody getting shot in the head, boom, it's over. You have the guillotine. Esau has many torture methods that he is going to use to try to get people to take that chip. But the fear of man really brings you to a snare, a trap. Okay? Put your trust in the Lord and you'll be all right. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. So really, you should be seeking favor from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Just because someone has power, don't be trying to seek favor from them. Okay, you should be trying to please the Lord because the Lord controls that person. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. And seeing that we are an abomination to the wicked, the so-called white man, they are going to try to roll upon us, trying to put us in concentration camps, trying to kill us, get us to take the chip, get us to conform to their new world order. All right, so there's not much time left. There's going to be a famine of the word. These things are going to happen. Thus says the Bible, okay, which are the words of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. So I'm not going to make this lesson too much longer. Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom. Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.